Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Liz Larson with Transform One Idea, where we're always exploring how the small shifts can create the biggest changes. So today, Lee and I were preparing for our class on Saturday on energetic, clearing around sales and marketing. And we started around sales, not marketing originally. We started thinking about what happens in the sales process. And a part of that is the marketing. And we work with people around the world who are putting together websites and starting their marketing process. And we found that so many people really seize up around marketing. So in preparation for the class, we thought it would be fun to do a little bit of release work around the marketing part. So marketing is very personal. It's a funny thing because you don't think about marketing as personal, but you're putting your business out there, which is vulnerability, and you're putting yourself out there, which is a vulnerability. And there's a lot of charge around it. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about energy release. We're talking about anywhere in your physiology, in your body, really, that you feel tightening up or a sense of resistance or a fear, or it just slams you right in the neck. Or as Leah put in one of our ads, does it give you diarrhea? That's funny. I mean, we think it's funny, but it's real. I mean, lots of times putting yourself out there personally in marketing hits you right in the guts, which really can create stomach discomfort and nausea and even diarrhea, though it's kind of gross, but it's true. So these emotional things affect our bodies. If we're talking about it in the energetic spectrum, we're talking about throat chakra, solar plexus, first and second chakra, mostly second chakra, areas where we get these energetic binds where it's painful in our physical body. And if we can just take the steps to clear those out, then doing your marketing becomes now easy. So we want to put a why around things. And in the work that I do in neuro-linguistic programming, why is not the question we ask. We ask what. So what, where, who, when. So what can we do to make these processes easier when it doesn't really make sense to hold ourselves back, when it doesn't really make sense to be bound up. So what's the big deal? We put a flyer out. Well, it feels very personal. It feels very emotional. And it feels like maybe you're downtown naked. You know, that dream when you're downtown naked. I mean, talk about fear-based. So how is marketing selling? They're the same thing. You're either diminishing or adding more to your client's life. So that's one way to easily clear energy around marketing, is ask yourself this first question. And this is when you're starting to think about marketing. In my marketing strategy, and that's probably farther down the line too, but when you're first thinking, when I put something out, am I going to diminish the people I'm offering it to by, let's say, maybe charging money for it? Maybe that feels like a diminishment to you. Or let's flip it over. Am I offering more? Am I going to expand their life? Well, most people don't go into business thinking, well, I'm just going to diminish everybody I come in contact with. You're not. You're going to give everything you've got. You're going to expand their life. So just that tiny shift in am I diminishing or am I expanding can make marketing feel like ease. So if you're considering doing some marketing, and some of you that are watching now, hi everybody, I can see you. I know you're considering marketing. You're working on marketing. Picture the thing that you want to start to share in the community. The thing that if it's a class, I know some of you are teachers, if it's a product, picture that thing. Picture it in your flyer or whatever your media is going to be. And then see if you can have it be expansive. If Carmela says it makes her want to poop her pants, well, that's a problem and a real one. So take that emotion, This is where the energy clears. And flip it over, like one side of a card to another side. Just switch it over and see if you can make it feel like it's going to expand the people that it comes in contact with. So now the energy switches from about you to about who you're going to enhance in their life. See if that feels just 1 degree lighter. So if Carmela, if it was a 10 and made you want to poop your pants, or is it down? Is it down even to a 5? At that point, if it's a 5, if it's not gone altogether, do it again. See if you can expand further. Who else is that thing that you're offering, that class, that product going to touch? And who else's life is it going to expand? So let's back up. So we talked about putting out a flyer, and you can see how much charge there might be around that. Hi, Pamela. Hi. So let's take a step back and let's start where we start with this. Most of us start thinking about marketing. We have a product, we have a class, we have a service that we want to get out there. And this is where the energy blocks us. So many people never get their marketing out. They never get their business online at all because the energy gets so bound up. So let's start with thinking. So if you can gently let your mind softly move across the idea of marketing or advertising, if that's another word that you use, or putting your product out there, putting yourself out there. Just gently let your mind pass over it and see where you feel it in your physical body. Most people, ciao Carlo, ciao bello, and most people feel it in their throats. Or with marketing, even more than selling, it's in the gut. So what I want you to do is focus on the sensation, not the story around it, not all the reasons that you haven't been able to get your marketing out before, get your website up, get your flyers out. Just the feeling of it, just the sensation in your physical body. And I want to see if you can, just for now, let that expand ever so slightly. Let it become light. Yep, Carmela says it's in the gut. Yep, let it become just a little bit lighter, if you will, and just a little bit bigger. I know it sounds weird to ask you to make it bigger, but make it just slightly larger and see if just the sensation, and just for now, can start to have softening edges, and let it expand and let it become a little larger, and see if it can move outside your body just a little. Now, I know you don't want to let it go completely. Isn't that funny that you don't really want to let that emotion go? There's something about holding on to it that makes it ours. But I'm going to ask you just for now to let it come outside your body, maybe 6 inches, just so you can get a good look at the sensation, that physical sensation in your body. See if it has a color or a size. If anybody out there can tell me a color and a size, that would be great. I know it sounds weird that an emotion in your body would have a color and a size, but it does. These things kind of take on a life of their own, these little blockages. So if you can pull it outside your body just a little bit and make it get a little bit bigger, and we're going to make this fast, so I want you to blow it up the size of a big, large yoga ball out in front of you. Carmela says hers is orange. Pull it out in front of you and see if it can get so expanded like a balloon expands that you could just pop it, and see if you can take a needle and just pop it. See if it'll dissolve. Now come back to just that really light conversation in your own head about marketing, advertising, getting your business out there. And see if it's gotten softer. Now, some of you might start yawning. You might belch. Some people do that. Some people twitch a little. You may feel a little tingly. So really all that's happened is there was a concentrated amount of energy in that spot in your body, and we just let it go. We're just letting the sensation go. Each time that you move back into that space after a release, it should feel softer and softer. Now, I know some of you might be asking, like, what the heck is this going to do for me? what it does is it now allows really easy energy flow in the body around the topic. And you might have brand new ideas, and you might be able to just walk right out the door and put your flyer up somewhere. You know, that movement of energy just allows a flow. It's a blockage. It's a stop in your system. That's all. In your neurology, in your physical body. So let's move on. I know we're doing this very quickly, and we're going to go into it much more in depth on Saturday in our live class. So if you're thinking that this might be something you need, go ahead to Transform One Idea or click the link and join the class for Saturday. But for now, let's move on. I want you to move on to the next step where you're pretty sure you're going to do some marketing, and now you're going to start researching how you want to do it. So maybe you're going to really take the step to get your business online. Maybe work with somebody like Leah and actually get your photos and your classes and everything up. And you're just going to start to do a little bit of research. And you're going to softly pass over that. Or let's say that maybe you need to decide, do I do flyers or do I do TV, radio? You're going to start to research. So I need to lightly, just gently pass over the idea of doing that research. And feel where you feel it in your body. This one might be easier because now you're behind a screen. You're looking, you're delving into some information, so you're not putting yourself out there as much, but it still may have a hit because it can be confusing. It can be hard to know what to do about marketing and how much money to spend or what to do. So just kind of lightly let your mind pass over all those arguments you have in your own mind in the privacy of your own head, and see where you feel it in your body. We're going to flip this one again. We're going to flip it to, what will you create more in the lives of the people that you ask for help? So maybe you hire a web designer. Maybe you hire someone to do your flyer. Maybe you pay just the print shop to print off your flyers. What more are you creating with your inquiry into marketing? Are you creating more in terms of the questions that are being asked in the universe about marketing? Are you giving some person a brand new idea, maybe somebody who makes your logo? Are you expanding your own education? Flip it, turn it over. See what happens when you move it out into the world. What is your contribution? What energy, space, and consciousness can you be in your business around marketing that can create more on the planet? Isn't that an interesting shift in your body? The minute you turn the mirror away from yourself and out, the minute that starts to release in your body. And you realize that it's not only about you. It's not just about standing on the street naked, making yourself vulnerable. It's really about what more you can create in your vicinity. And there are a lot of people in your vicinity that you will touch with even the smallest action of research into marketing. So let's move on just a little bit. Carmela says that makes her feel lighter. And that's what we're looking for, even just a little bit lighter. And you can keep doing these things until it's completely gone out of your system. So let's move on to creating just one material. Think of something that you've been considering creating as a marketing tool. And let's think about creating that one thing. So maybe it's a flyer. Now, lots of things may come up here. You know, do you know how to create a flyer? Do you know someone who can create a flyer? Can you afford someone to make a flyer? So there's lots of little pieces. So the first step with that is feel where you feel it in your body. Now this one may become a little more in the throat because it's more like putting your voice out into the world. And if it's there, you want to just take a moment to acknowledge it. And this time we're going to try another technique. There's so many energy release techniques. And I'd like you to notice the energy of the throat. Just feel it. Lots of people describe that maybe it feels like a little ache or a little blockage. Just feel that. And just for now, I wonder if you would be willing to thank your body for showing you where it has a little bit of an energy block around creating marketing materials. Again, I know some of this stuff sounds weird. Now, many of you, the minute you noticed it and acknowledged it in your physical body, it was gone. For others, it might still be there a little bit more. Acknowledge your body. Thank you for holding this energy for me. And the next step is, and thank you for letting it go. You may need a deep breath and let it move out. Did it ever occur to you before to thank your body for showing you where it has a block? I mean, it's really an amazing thing that our bodies immediately go, hey, excuse me, I got a block here. If you clear it for me, this is going to be so much easier. That's what that pain really is. I mean, if you're talking about an energy block, lots of times, it's discomfort, it's stuckness, but really underneath of it, it's a form of pain. And when our body shows us pain, it shows us that there's something that needs cleared out. And it can be as simple as saying, thanks, body, for showing me where that discomfort is. And now I'm thanking you for releasing it, for letting it go. What do you think, guys? Aren't these tools interesting? And isn't it interesting that each little tiny step of the way, we have these little blockages? And that's the key to what we're going to be teaching on Saturday. This is the key that I learned so many years ago in the car business, and I learned it on myself, that it isn't the big picture that we're stuck about. It's tiny, tiny pieces of it that we're not even sure where they are, and we don't even know until we walk slowly through the steps that it takes us to get where we're going. So on the subject of marketing, you can see there's all these little tiny, tiny, tiny pieces of layers that go into creating what we want to create. On Saturday, we're really going to be delving into this in the sales process. There's so many pieces in a sales process, from thinking about it the night before if you have to do calls, to actually reaching to the phone. I remember working with one of our salesmen that was really selling a huge amount of money every month, and we got to literally the hand reaching to the phone just to make his follow-up calls. That's where he was stuck. When we cleared it, it made it so much easier. There's no why to that. We don't know why that is, why the movement of reaching to the phone. We don't want to dig into it. What we want to do is just clear it out. And that's what we can do with each of these little steps. So let's go one step further and let's talk about putting your business out there. So you're really ready now to step out and put your business into the public. So this can be a lot of things when it comes from marketing. This can be your business cards. This can be as little as actually choosing a business name. I know you may not realize it, but that's a part of marketing. It can be maybe making a Facebook page. Putting your business out there can be a million things. And so that's why it's really specific to you. But putting it out there in general, the idea of it is what I want you to focus on, just very lightly. Having your business be in public. Having people know that you're offering something. Now, this can be a service like a Reiki practitioners, or it can be a massage therapist. It can be like Leah's business where she does putting together websites for people. It can be an actual product that you have to sell. So anything in business, just lightly brush across getting it out there in the world and people knowing your product, your service, and your face. And gently see how that feels in your body. You guys are getting the hang of this now. Where does it feel? Where do you feel it? This one can be centered in the heart a lot because it's very personal. It's you, it's putting yourself out there into the world. So we're gonna do a Sedona method release this time. And I'm gonna ask you to really feel the feeling, the emotion. Not the why, not the story, not all your history, just the feeling, just the sensation in your body. And I'm going to ask you if you would be willing, just for now, and you can have it back later, would you let it go? And if you would let it go, when might you? And if you were going to, when? Now, for many of you, you might be yawning again, you might be moving around in your chair, you might start getting hot. So when you're doing energy release work, you start to warm up. That's a great thing. It means that things are flowing in your body. Your neurology is flowing easily and effortlessly when you start to warm up. So let's go back to it. Feel it again. For many of you, it might be gone. For some, it might still be there. If it's there just a little bit more, I'm going to ask you to notice it again. Carmela says she's yawning. And let it expand just a little bit like we did before. Loosen it up just a little. And if you could, just for now, would you let it go? And if you could let it go, would you? And when? So you might feel a real warming sensation in that area as it releases. Interesting, isn't it? Isn't it that just a few questions and really noticing that there's something there is the first step. So let's do one more. Let's do one more. This is a big one. Hey Vix, nice to see you there. This one is offering. Offering is a big one. What are you offering? What's the value? And this one brings up price. So we find that people get stuck on this when we start to talk about packages. When Leigh and I help people put their packages together online, we talk about what the value of the package is, what they're offering to the person that is receiving from them. So now we're entering into selling, guys, which is our topic on Saturday. We're going to walk through those steps, but this is a part of it. What is the value of what you're offering? And what's the price? So can you feel that? I mean, that one really gets a lot of people, throat, solar plexus, heart chakra. That one can really upset the intestines for people. Sorry to tell you. I mean, that's where that whole does it give you diarrhea thing comes in, because we seize up. We often equate offering, charging with diminishing. We're taking something. So let's do our switching again. Let's flip it over. What value? What expansion? Expansion is such a better word because we just don't use it very often. So we don't have story about it in our head. What expansion are you creating with your product or services? So let's take this one on a little journey. Let's move this one out. Think about something you're going to offer and what price you might offer it for. Just might, just in general. I can feel you guys season up out there. Flip it over and see how it can expand the first person that it comes in contact with. Whatever you're offering, I'm sure it's amazing and it's really going to help the next person that it comes in contact with. Now let's expand it out a little further. If they are helped, if they are served, if that person that it touches is served and they're expanded, now who do they expand to? Let's take it out bigger than that. In the next year, what kind of expansion, what kind of joy, what kind of peace, what kind of healing, what kind of ease will you be creating in the lives of anyone who comes into contact with that one offer? Now make it bigger. Now make it as big as your state if you can. Can you imagine how big your state is? And what we're expanding is expansion. We're expanding joy. We're expanding the ease that might come into people's lives around what you have to offer. Now, many of you might start to feel a little tingly. Expansion feels amazing. And this is the thing about it. When you've done your work to clear the energy blocks you have around your marketing, around your sales product, and you are now in contact, whether it's through marketing, through Facebook, through the internet, through your website, people are going to feel that because it's going to feel joyous. It's not going to feel stuffy or reserved or restricted because you are feeling expanded. It really makes everything so much lighter and so much clearer. And it also creates many, many more ideas because we're not holding ourselves into these restricted places that we just feel in our body. So we are talking about price and value expanded out over the next 5 years. Just ask this one question. Does it create more? More of what? More of everything. Does it create more? If you feel lighter, you've now started to move that out of your body. So we're just doing this, we're running through quickly, and there may be a few things left. We'll continue to clear those out on Saturday. If you really need to clear some things out and get your business and sales moving, join us on Saturday. It is going to be 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's an online class. It'll also be recorded. If you can't attend live, we will send you back out the replay. So that's on Transform One Idea or the link there. So I want to ask you one more question. I'm going to leave you with one more question to wander around in with your business and see if you can create a sense of lightness. So this is another way to clear energy that's a little longer, but it's a way to be, not to do, but to be in your energetic practice of clearing. So this is an access consciousness question. What else is possible? What else can me, my body, and my business be that will create more? So that question is, what else can me, my body, and my business be to create more on the planet? If it feels good to expand it, more in the universe. The thing is that when we are in an attitude of creating more, of expanding anyone that we come in contact with, we are definitely going to create more. Most people are not in that space of wondering how they can create more in their business for the world. When you're in that state of mind, you're just more, as Vicky says, open. That's true. You're more open, and you're also more open to receiving. It's a two-way street. When you are not so blocked in your physical body, you're more open. You're more open to receiving from your clients. We talked about this in our live Facebook Live yesterday or the day before. Is your face open to receiving? And it's true. When you're seized up, when there are blocks in your body, tension really is all it is. People can feel it. They know it. They wonder why you feel or look stressed or tense, and so they feel like they probably should feel stressed or tense too. When your face, your business, your marketing plan, and your selling plan is open to receiving and open to creating more for the planet, the universe, everybody feels more relaxed. And the whole process is easy and fun and joyful. So that's what's going to happen on Saturday too. It'll be easy, fun, and joyful. We're going to have a lot of laughs. Lee and I will be there together. Lee will be working the tech side. So join us Saturday, 10 a.m. You have to go to Transform One Idea to purchase the online class, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to release a lot of stuff. So thanks for joining me, guys. Love all of you who joined. I'll see you all real soon, probably tomorrow for another Facebook Live before the class. Talk soon. Ciao. Bye.